Hey again, I am just trying out as much as I can here with videoing just to better understand this process. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to document me doing this. And I don't know, just get used to talking to this damn camera. I want this really, really bad. I really want this to work, whatever work means. I have a lot of fear about this. And I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to make a playlist of my journey, documenting getting myself on YouTube. So when we start talking about relationship to self, what I mean by that is I hate this fucking camera. Oh, here I am trying to teach love without judgment, and I'm judging this goddamn camera. You know, we look at this idea of judgment, judging others, judging self, and it really comes down to fear. It comes down to that inner voice in my head that tells me I'm not good enough. This isn't going to be good enough. You're not going to like me. You're going to make nasty comments. And I just wish that voice would go away. I'm a therapist. I practice all sorts of stuff for my own self-care, and that feeling is still ever present. I don't know if you all have experienced that, but I sure as hell have. My whole life, actually, I've felt this way. Around something. I remember being a kid on the playground, growing up, and having this feeling. This feeling of, I'm not good enough. Kids aren't gonna like me. You know, I moved around a lot as a kid, and I was always the new kid on the block. And I just had this feeling. I don't even know what I'm saying now. But this camera brings out that feeling. This camera brings out that feeling that I'm not good enough. When I'm sitting in a session with a client, I don't feel this feeling. It's not that I think that I'm wonderful, it's just I don't have that fear. But doing something new definitely brings that out. I don't know if you've experienced that. I'm assuming you have. I tell my clients that emotional intelligence comes from this basic understanding of what your emotions are. And I walk them through this exercise of, okay, if we don't understand what our emotions are, let's identify it. And an emotion is a bodily sensation. An emotion's not a thought. An emotion is actually a bodily sensation, possibly created by a thought. You know, cognitive behavioral therapy says my thoughts create my emotions. But then there's another way to look at that my emotions create my thoughts. So if I have a feeling in my stomach that is uncomfortable and I don't know what that is, I might have a thought of, well, there's something must be wrong, right? Or I might see something wrong and have this feeling in my stomach based on my thought. And right now I'm just getting used to talking into this camera, and this camera creates that feeling in my stomach. Your opinion of me creates that feeling in my stomach. My opinion of me creates this feeling in my stomach. So anyway, I'm kind of getting off point. What I tell my clients is emotional intelligence is when I can identify what this feeling is, where it is in my body, and I walk them through this kind of exercise of, okay, identify the energy in my body. Where is it at in my body? What color is it? What shape is it? What is the texture of this energy? Is this energy moving? What's the motion of this energy? Is it swirling? Is it spiking? Is it pulsing? Is it just a dull, dense energy? Is it a light, cloudy energy? Like, really describe it. And a lot of times I ask them to actually draw it out and look at that. And then I ask them this very important question. If this energy that you're feeling, wherever you might be feeling it in your body, for me right now with the camera, the energy is right here in my solar plexus. And if I sit up and kind of show it to you a little bit better, and again, here I am, worried about what you're going to think of me because I'm a little overweight. But I feel this energy right here. And if I look at it, it's kind of like a brown energy. It's swirling and it's pulsing and it's spiking and it's moving. And I ask myself, if this energy could talk, what is it trying to communicate to me? And this energy is communicating, don't do this, Sean. This is scary. You could get hurt. That's what it's telling me. So really, this energy that is uncomfortable is really a protective mechanism, right? It's really trying to keep me safe. So then I can maybe have some affinity to this energy. I can have some understanding of why it's there. It's there to keep me safe. I don't have to be so afraid of it. I can appreciate it. But I don't have to let it control me. Because if I let it control me, I'll never be able to walk through my fear. And I believe as I walk through my fear, just on the other side of that is a wonderful lesson. I described this one time to somebody, and I've never surfed, okay? So this was just like made it up just on the fly. But I talked about this creative part of us, or this place where we are the most dynamic, where we are the most influenced, when we can be the most influencing. It's like a surfer getting ready to drop down into a wave. If I paddle too fast, the wave is just going to crash on top of me. If I paddle too slow, the wave is going to roll and I'm going to miss it. But if I hit the wave just right, I can drop down into it. It's scary. It's intimidating. But it's also really thrilling, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned as I drop down into that wave and trust myself. That's where I want to live. I want to live right there as I drop down into that wave, right outside my comfort zone. I believe that's where the universe, or where God, teaches lessons. I believe that's where we find out who we truly are. And this YouTube channel is my wave. And it's a big one. But I'm going to walk through it.